Hello and welcome Sagittarius. Welcome to your reading. Welcome to July 2023. We have the full moon in Capricorn until July, and for you guys, it was in your money sector. So I feel like there's been a tendency to let go of the old ways of making money, learning some money lessons. The way you spend, I feel like the full moon probably got some stuff around your money. It's You have to understand this. You're a Sagittarius, but the way the Capricorn works is slightly different. Okay, so when the full moon in Capricorn happens, for you guys it's uncomfortable, specifically with that happening in the space of money. I don't know why I have a feeling that some of you might have cried about money on full moon, on the way you spend probably. But I feel like this is a lesson for you. I feel like this is like teaching you something. I feel like this is coming as an adulting. If you're in your 20s, probably a Saturn return kind of an energy. It's to remind you how to tap into self-awareness. I feel like you guys have been very good with spending money just like that. And I feel like this full moon was like, no, we're gonna change the rules a little bit. We're gonna do things differently a little bit. Okay? And I know the Sagittarius do not like when they're being held back. You guys don't like when somebody stops you from spending your money the way you wish to, right? I'm probably sure you're listening to me like whatever. But I feel like it's not just about money, it's also about relationships. It's actually tugging on, if it's making you cry, hurt, triggered, it's tugging onto some wounds, it's tugging onto some self worthiness, you know? You're like, am I not worth it? No, it's not about that. It's just that I feel like Sagittarius, you were asked in this full moon to understand that there are other ways to feel worthy rather than making that quick spend. I feel like it's been a cycle that's happening and it's kind of like come to an end. It's been teaching you something for the past 6 months. It's Capricorn energy. Okay? So yeah, that's what the full moon was all about. It definitely strengthened your relationship with your feminine energy, with your mother probably. It probably strengthened your awareness about a higher consciousness. As I said, it's about self-awareness, self-worth. I feel like you're becoming acutely aware about yourself, and it actually makes sense because we have the we've had a lot of planets transit into your eighth house so far, right, for the past few months. And eighth house is about the death and the rebirth. It's about really facing your fears. You really I want to give credit to you for the past few months. I hope you're celebrating this. I think you are already. You're probably traveling right now. You're probably learning new things. You're teaching new things. You're really enjoying it right now. I think with the Venus and Mars, you are understanding yourself. You're doing what you love the most. I feel ninth house is the Sagittarius house. It's something that where right now you're actually feeling very comfortable doing these things. Like it's not comfortable, but it's enjoyable. I want to say that. So you're really learning, loving this process of self-discovery, self-awareness, self um, self-realization. You're like, wow, I love discovering myself, and you're like really really enjoying that right now. Just so beautiful, right? But I do feel like things are gonna actually shift a little bit when Mars moves into Virgo on 10th July. Again, a house of structure, a house calling you to make plans, to do things in a very adulting, boring way. And it's also happening in your career sector. So yes, work is asking you to kind of get serious, You've had all the self-awareness and this chance to discover yourself, and now what are you going to do about it? It's this energy of like, how are you going to share that in terms of your career? What are you going to do about all of this time that you've been getting to explore, to discover? It's like, I'm sorry to say, things are getting serious, and it can be a little hard for Sagittarius when things get serious, because you want life to be fun, and I'm not saying that that's bad. I feel like we love the Sagittarius energy of fun, we need that, but it's kind of like the growing up era for you guys, so it feels a little tender and soft and testing sometimes. But yeah, when Mars moves into Virgo, there can be an energy of being frustrated with structures. There can be an energy of like, why am I being tested so much? Why don't people trust that I know things? Why do I have to follow the protocols? Why do I have to submit the papers, for example, right? Like, why don't you just freaking get it? I'm a genius. But yeah, I feel like that can be a little bit of struggle for you, because you were very, very comfortable when Mars was in Leo in your ninth house, and now when Mars is 2 months into Virgo, it's slightly uncomfortable. Yeah. It also asks you to choose. It asks you to stop playing in this arena of having all the time multiple options, having all the time not making the choice. Like, yeah, I'm sorry, but you're being asked to get serious. You're being asked to um, choose something which really, really, really moves you. Because see, on 17 July, we're going to have a new moon in Cancer. Okay, we're going to have a new moon in Cancer. And what's going to also happen on 17 July is that the lunar nodes are going to change signs, and we're going to move from Taurus Scorpio to the Aries Libra axis. For you guys, Aries is the 5th house, and Libra is the 11th house. For the next 1.5 years, your focus now shifts onto all the matters connecting to your creativity. I feel like you will be taught, you'll be asked to let go for a lot of things, a few attachments, a few friendships as well. Not to scare you, just like telling you that I feel like this is the time to prioritize yourself. This is the time to prioritize your creativity, your passion, your hobbies, which would be probably different from the people you've spent or you've grown up with. You've spent time with and grown up with, okay? It can be slightly difficult because because you have to understand not everybody has gone through the self-awareness and self-discovery journey that you have on this level. You've also had been going through a whole series of resurrection in your health. It's adulting, real hard stuff, okay? Real big time. It's like probably your friends are not ready to grow up, but you are. And it's funny when the Sagittarius is the first one to grow up, right? So like, but I feel like this is what the universe is really moving you towards for the next few weeks, for the next few months, a year and a half actually. It will be teaching you the relevance of prioritizing your creativity. I feel like you have something beautiful to share. You are an artist. Sagittarius are artists. You are here to share something. You are here to experience the joy of creating. And now that you've found what you want to create, now that you've found what you want to pour your energy towards, now that you've found this is what moves me, this is what gets me wake up every single morning, you are feeling a lack of passion with the community, with the connection that you felt really passionate and excited about earlier. So yeah, some attachments need to be gone. It's again an energy of prioritizing me, my expression, and trusting that the connections which do align, which do support and understand this new version of you, which is actually very ambitious. And I'm not saying this is ambitious in a go-getter, hustler, Capricorn way. This is an ambition in terms of this very creative, juicy, sacred-led life, where you are like, I know I can live this extremely satisfying life, which probably a lot of people in your life don't get it right now because they haven't even tasted it, and you're like living it already. So yeah, there can be this process to really honor your creativity. If you do not listen and honor it easily, you will be taught difficult lessons to honor it. Because, as I said, you are an artist, you have something to share. Um, yeah. We also have, we also have the, let's see what the cards will have to say about poetry. Yeah. So when the new moon in Cancer happens 17 July, as I said, the priorities shift. But what also shifts is this energy to like to calm to. Sagittarius is a very 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 creative artist, but at the same time it's also very it's the party lover. You are the life of the party. I'm sorry, I'm using the word were, but you were actually, because now the way to have fun is shifting, right? And that can kind of like feel really like, does that mean I'm not important anymore? You know, does that plays on to your relationship with your worthiness, which we talked about initially. No, Sagis, your worth is not determined by how many parties you attend. It's not determined by how much money you make, how flamboyant lifestyle you live. I feel like the fire signs are really having an awakening right now. You're really recognizing the true fire right now, the sacredness of the fire that you hold within you. So that's Sagis, you're like really being asked to like, don't let this ego keep you stuck in options and in connections and in people which just don't feel like they're part of the next assignment, because the next assignment is really, it's coming off one very fast, and two, the ideas and the opportunities, it's like it's revving up so quick. You have to make space basically in your life. Yeah, you have to make space in your life. Like, if there's one intention you would want to put with when the new moon in Cancer happens, and for you it happens in your 8th house. Yes, 8th house again. It's gonna hit you deep. It's gonna hit you like really like a like brick on your head kind of an energy, because it will ask you to really really let go of few things which have just expired. It could be a romantic relationship, it could be a connection, it could be just connections, it could be something, or it could be probably relationships, as I said, which are not rooted in love, so that you can prioritize relationships which are rooted in love instead. You know? Yeah, like I do feel like, I don't know, I just want to tell you that it's never love versus success. It's never like that. We've been taught the wrong way. If it is like that, then either you're choosing the wrong form of success, or you're choosing the wrong, probably not somebody you really, really love. You know how they say true love never asks you to give up on who you are. And so if you're letting go for a romantic connection, I really want you to ask, do you even like love that person for real? If you are letting go of anybody in your life which you thought you would probably be spending your lifetime with, on the moon and Cancer, it's also like asking you to actually get really really honest and clear. Because I don't know, I don't think, because I feel like there is another a higher version of this person or another new person, but I feel like there is this relationship connection person which is like really showing up in your reading as like really somebody divine, really somebody you really really strongly feel for. If you feel for this person, why are you not connected to this person yet? Why are you trapped in karmic connections still? Why are you feeling on to karmic loops which keep you away from your destiny, from your passion, from your creativity, from your art, and at the same time from your I feel like your art is like your childhood love, and this person could also be your childhood crush or childhood high school sweetheart sort of an energy. But there's something to do with childhood. There's something to do with really something really rooted in innocence and love. If you be not honest about your feelings about a certain person, you're gonna get really honest. Okay. We also have the current going retrograde in your fifth house. In the fifth house, it is about dating. It is about romance. It's also about your art. So yeah, it's gonna like, okay, let's get it straight. You've probably been scarred by a few things in your childhood, which gets you to not touch your art the way you want to, which gets you to hold back from creating and sharing your art the way you truly deserve to. The world deserves to experience your art. You're not letting that happen because there's something there. There's something there in the foundation. So when Karen comes in, it's going to show you what is keeping you away from truly letting that inner child be out there alive and happy and joyful, and in a space where creating is just so easy, in a space where happiness and romance and love is so easy. But because see, why else would you be feeding on to overspending, to getting things which you materialistic things which you don't even need so much? Why would you be addicted to karmic relationships, karmic partners, karmic people which don't actually even like serve you? Why would you be addicted to engaging in attachments or friendships which are just not even like, understanding you on that level which you desire to be understood? Because there is a pattern here, because there is something, there is some wound, there is some trauma, there is some energy which is like, it's safe to hold on to these things because I don't deserve the good stuff. I don't deserve to actually make my art. I don't actually deserve to be loved the way that it truly. It's at the core. All these things at the core is I don't actually deserve to be received or seen or loved for who I really am. What happened? The World card gets you to the Wheel of Fortune. Sorry, the Wheel of Fortune gets you to complete a karmic cycle. Don't run away when things start showing up after 24th July. It's really clearing the way for you to step into your creative power big time. Okay? This is too many cards. I can see the Ten of Swords right there. You are ending a cycle. You are ending a very difficult period of your life. So it may look like you would want to probably, how it happens when you come off like, okay, if I talk about me, I'm really like kind of like going through a gut cleansing process right now. And I'm really cutting off on breads and sugar. And so I really was hit by this big, intense bread craving the other day. And it was just so easy, like, it's okay, let me just order once. Like, what's the max that could happen? And go through it and breathe through it. But I could just feel that there's this, I know it's not healthy for me. I know I'm currently really recovering. I know it will cause me to be uncomfortable, to be sick probably. And why am I still craving it? What hole am I trying to fill in with that sugar, with that bread? What am I trying to fill in? And so I really let that pass through me, felt through it, sat through it, and really gave myself what I actually needed. And what I actually needed was some affirmations, self-soothing. And what I actually needed was something to fill me up. So I gave myself those words, those validations, instead of the bread. The bread is not the issue. These people, the overspending, that's not the issue. The issue is the hole that you're trying to fill in with these things. The moment you fill in that hole by your own presence, by your own awareness, all of it is just gonna, like, as I said, that craving just went away. It just doesn't, it's not attractive anymore. Like right now, if you ask me, I feel like just so neutral about bread, and I'm not at a month and a half, two, I guess. I'm celebrating myself. So I love it so much, and of course I can treat myself to it occasionally, or to healthier versions of it. But it's like when you're really suffering and you are craving that very thing which causes that suffering. It's so toxic. Why would you do that? Because we're addicted to the pattern. You want to check out our workshop uh, on rewiring and reprogramming your mindset inside my membership. I leave the link for the membership. It's called Reprogramming Your Mindset. And we have the one which is about letting go of addictions as well, I guess. Yeah, that's also in the membership. The letting go of big stuff. But that's only because I think you just know where you are and what you deserve. So it's not actually that painful as well if you really like look at it from a very objective place. Yeah. Alright, my loves, that's it for you for this month. I hope you really enjoyed this. I hope it really sits with you. Please sit with it for a while. A lot of it would slowly make sense if these activations are long-term activations. They're going to be here for 6 months, for a year and a half. A lot of it might actually simmer and make sense over a period of time. But if you want to order a customized astrology report or a human design report to get to know yourself on a deeper level, to get to know your authentic essence, then check out the link. And for the guidebook, I would love to write one for you. Or if you would want to meet me for a one-on-one consultation, then the link is as well down there. And yeah, I'm sending you so much love, a big hug, and really a big invitation to slide into my community or my membership jewel, where I house all this inner work that I talk about in my readings. So if you feel like, but how am I supposed to do that? That's exactly it. Like, I teach you how to do that. I teach you how to go through the process. Because I feel like this is something that I really, really wish we had it when we were in school. We were taught as a foundation. And this is like literally my body of work, which I'm wanting to create this legacy, this work which can support people to be there. Just is so simple to just be there for yourself, How come we don't know that? How come we are asking breath to fill that abandonment wound? Yeah. So I'm sending you much love and have a beautiful month ahead, and I'll see you next one.